Number 10, Logan Davis. Number 20, Sailor Skelton. Number 23, Justice Bell. And number 25, Peyton Garfield. And now the starting lineup for your Fayetteville City Tigers. Number 0, Esau Reese. Number 3, Connor Taylor.
Wildcat fans, welcome into WCHS Sports. Lady Cats victorious tonight, 73-64. Now we are ready for the boys' action as the Wildcats are here on the road against the Fayetteville Tigers. Starting lineups tonight for the Tigers: number 0, Reese; number 3, Townsend; number 4, Eddings; number 10, Gross; and number 21, Carter. Starting lineup tonight for the Wildcats: Will Robertson, number 5; number 10, Logan Davis; Sailor Skelton, number 20; Justice Bell, number 23; and 25, Cayman Canfield. Wildcats 12-7 so far on the season. Fayetteville 1-12 so far on the season. So we're going to get some basketball action here tonight as the Wildcats look to continue with the win streaking and trying to get back in the win column here. We got the jump ball here, and tip is away. Logan Davis going to collect the tip for the Wildcats, and now he's barking out signals, trying to set up the offense. Man-to-man defense by the Tigers here. Gets the ball over to Robertson. Robertson feeds the ball inside to Canfield. Canfield catches Sailor Skelton, cutting to the basket. Good vision, good floor awareness, and Skelton opens up the scoring tonight with the first 2-point basket of the contest. Now the ball across the floor to Carter, back around to Townsend. Townsend trying to get a ball around man-to-man defense for the Cats as the ball back out to Reese. Reese being guarded by Logan Davis, and now he gets the ball over to Grossi. Grossi with the 3-point shot, no good. Rebound collected by Logan Davis, and we're going to get a foul called against the Tigers in a over-the-back situation there. Again, I believe that's going to go against number 4. That's going to be against Eddings. That's his first foul of the game here early in the contest. Robertson inbounds the ball to Davis. Now Davis going to bring the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. He gets the ball around to Cayman Canfield. Canfield doubled there. Swings it around to Sailor Skelton. Skelton over to Davis. Davis catches Canfield cutting to the basket, and Cayman Canfield with 2 points. Going to extend the lead now for the Cats. Reese brings the ball up the floor. He swings it around to Carter. Carter back out to Reese at the top. Reese being guarded by Bell. He wants to drive inside, but he's cut off. Instead, he passes down inside to Eddings. Eddings, off the basket, no good. Rebound collected by Will Robertson. He passes ahead to Canfield. Canfield gets the ball ahead to Bell. Bell with a three-pointer, and that three-point shot for Justice Bell is good. We've got a 7-0 game here. 6:31 to go, and the Wildcats out to a 7-0 lead here as Fayetteville's going to take their first time out of the game. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, and this game right here starting off for the Wildcats is going to be about as good of a start as you can hope for. Skelton on the cutter for the 2-pointer to start the game. Canfield cut behind the defense for another 2, and then passing ahead to Bell, who just knocked down the 3-pointer from the elbow like it was nothing. And the Wildcats on a 7-0 run here to start this game. And it's going to be Tiger basketball coming out of the timeout. We've got 6:29 to go here in the first quarter. Wildcats out to a 7-0 advantage. Reese brings the ball up the floor. He wants to get the ball around the screen there being set by Edding. And now the ball passed around to Carter. Carter pulled up, gave a shot fake. Instead, he gave it back to Reese. Reese pulls up from the free throw line, no good. Rebound collected by Skelton. Pass ahead to Bell. Now Bell's going to bring the ball up the floor. He gets it over to Logan Davis. Davis looking inside. Instead, he pulls up a three-pointer. That three-point shot, no good. A little too hard off the back of the iron. And now Reese with the rebound brings the ball up the floor. Shot no good. And we're going to get a foul call. No, sorry. Ball over to the Wildcats here as Davis is going to bring the ball up the floor. He wants to work the ball inside to Canfield. He gets it there to him. Now Canfield cuts across to Robertson. Robertson with a wide open three-point shot. And Will Robertson knocks down a three-pointer as well. And now the Wildcats out to a 10-0 run here to start this game. 5:32 to go here in the first quarter. Pass across the floor, looking to get the ball to Townsend. And Will Robertson got his hand on it, but not quite able to corral it. Now back out to Carter. Carter looking to get the ball out to Townsend. He does. Now Townsend with the ball at the top of the circle. Passing across over to Grossi. And Canfield got his hand on the ball, but Grossi able to collect it. Now Reese on the cut. And Reese is going to open up the scoring as a nice feed there by Townsend. He saw Reese cutting behind the defense, hit the pass, and the basket going to fall through. And now the Tigers on the board. Sether Skelton on the rebound, and the putback is going to pick up his second basket of the game and break it back out to another 10-point advantage. Reese dribbles and passes the ball over to Townsend. Now Townsend's going to drive. He gives it to Carter. Carter wants to hand off. Instead, he passes it across to Grossi. Now Grossi with the ball is going to hand the ball off. No, he's not. He's going to keep it himself as Reese coming around trying to get to the ball. Now the ball back over to Carter. Carter being guarded by Bell. Back out to Townsend. He's got Robertson in his face. Robertson gets the ball over to Grossi. Now Grossi drives around the defense. He wants to go on the baseline. And Skelton with the cutoff there. He gets the ball back out to Grossi. Grossi being guarded there by Canfield. Now the switch there off the defense. So Canfield back underneath, and he's out there. Now we've got a double dribble call, or carry rather. They're going to say Reese carried the ball, and that's going to turn the ball over, back over to the Wildcats. 12-2 the score with 4:09 to go here in the first quarter of action. Davis brings the ball up the floor. He gets the ball over to Bell. Bell's going to try to get around. Instead, he pulls up a floater from just inside the three-point arc. Short off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by the Tigers. And now Townsend working against Davis. Gives the ball over to Reese, and Reese with another carry is going to turn the ball back over to the Cats once again. Reese looking to his coach on the sideline saying, "What am I doing wrong?" "Well, son, you're putting your hand under the ball. You're carrying the ball. That's what you're doing wrong." And now Davis, the inbound pass to Bell. Bell going to bring the ball up the floor. Now he's going to hand off to Davis, and Davis going to swing it around to Canfield. Canfield with a deep three-pointer, and that one's going to fall through. So Canfield with a three-point shot gives him 5 points so far here in the first quarter, and we're out to a 15-2 advantage. Now a deep three-pointer being put up by Grossi off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Bell. Bell passes ahead to Canfield. Canfield with the two-point layup. The basket is going to be good, and then they're going to get a foul called on the trail behind, and that's going to go against Grossi. So that's his first foul of the game, second team foul against the Tigers, and that's going to send Canfield to the line with an opportunity to complete the three-point play. And that shot is going to be good. And now we're going to get a timeout taken. Full timeout taken by Fayetteville. We're going to take that timeout with them, and we'll be back right here on WCHS Sports. Wildcat fans, we're back here after the full timeout. I want to apologize for the child sitting next to me who's running the camera over here thinking he's funny. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Reese brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. He gets the ball over to Hobbs. Hobbs going to drive it inside. Basket's going to be no good, but we're going to get a foul called on the way to the basket. And I believe that's going to go against Butler. They're going to call that on Case Bryant. Bryant with his first foul of the game. And Hobbs going to go to the line to shoot 2. His first shot is up and good. And his second shot away is good as well. So Bryant and Butler to the floor for the Cats, as well as Nate Beavis out there, along with Logan Davis and Kamen Canfield. Now, Davis with the shot is going to go up. That shot is going to be good. I believe they're going to count it. Yes, the basket is going to be good for Logan Davis, and he's going to get fouled as well. So that's going to send Davis to the line with an opportunity to complete a three-point play. That's going to go against, and I missed one earlier, Gross with the foul. That's his first foul, and Davis with his free throw is going to be good, completing the three-point play. 21-4 rather, the score here. Cats way out in front here in the first quarter. Ball over to Blake. Blake working against Canfield, picks the ball up, passes over to Hobbs. Hobbs tries to get it back out to Townsend. Instead, he's going to pass it into White. White back out to Townsend. Now Townsend being guarded by Beavis gives the ball over to Hobbs, and Hobbs with a three-point shot is going to fall through, and it's going to make it 21-7 here. Davis gets the ball across the timeline, and we're going to get a carry call. We're going to get a carry call against Logan Davis. That's going to turn the ball back over to Fayetteville here with 2:33 to go in the first quarter. Now Reese going to bring the ball up the floor. He gets the ball across over to Townsend. Townsend passes over to Hobbs. Hobbs working against Case Butler, or Case Bryant rather. And Beavis on the rebound is going to give the ball back to Davis. Davis going to pass ahead to Canfield. Canfield over to Case Bryant. Bryant across the floor to Davis. Now Davis driving to the basket, and that basket driving with the left hand is going to be very good. 23-7 now the score here. Cats out in front with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Reese works. He gets the ball back around to Townsend. Townsend now working against Beavis. He gets the ball back across to Hobbs. Hobbs being guarded by Case Bryant. He gives the ball up to Blake, and Blake loses the handle, but instead he's able to corral it, bring it back. He fakes the pass to Townsend. Townsend instead gets the ball back out to Reese. Now Reese working against Davis. He wants to drive left and take it inside. He puts up the floater, no good, and we're going to get a foul called on the floor here. And I believe that's going to go against Logan Davis. That's going to send Reese to the line to shoot 2. Actually, nope, sorry, that's going to go against Nate Beavis. So Beavis picks up his first foul of the game. Second team foul against the Cats here. First shot by Reese is good. Reese's second shot is off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Sailor Skelton back into the game. And now Justice Bell with the ball, looking for somewhere to go. He gets it across the floor to Case Bryant. Now the Tigers in full court pressure, trying to play pressure defense and create a turnover. Ball back across to Justice Bell, and Justice takes it all the way to the rack. Good for 2 points. 25-8 the score here with a minute 13 to go here in the first quarter. Reese brings the ball back up the floor, working against Bell. He swings it over to Townsend. Now Townsend switches around, and now he's got Justice Bell playing defense. He calls for White. Now he gets the matchup he's looking for with Case Butler. Back inside to White. Now White against Bell. Bell now working against Reese. Reese kicks it over to Townsend. Townsend drives it inside. He gets it back to Reese. Reese brings it into the lane and puts up a little floater. And that's another 2-point for Reese. Now the inbound to Skelton. Across to Bell, back ahead to Beavis. Now Beavis with the ball in the front court. Gets the ball back to Justice Bell. Bell passes across to Case Bryant. Bryant with a three-pointer away. In and out of the cylinder, no good. But Sailor Skelton with the rebound and the putback. It's going to be good, and he's going to get fouled. And that's going to go against Hobbs. Hobbs is going to pick up his first foul. So that's 14 fouls now against the Tigers, and that's going to send Skelton to the line with a chance to convert on a three-point play. And that three-point play is good. So now 28-10 with 27 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Reese has the ball working against Justice Bell. He's going to bring the ball up the front court. He's wanting to work to his right. He's trying to set up his offense and direct traffic. the Tigers just going to hold here for the last shot of the first quarter. Instead, now we get a switch there. Now a pick set by White. Reese now working against Case Butler. He wants to drive. Instead, he gets the pull up. No good. Bryant with the rebound. Now Bryant pushes ahead. He's going to go all the way himself, and he's going to get fouled. And we're going to get that foul call before the buzzer, and that's going to send Case Bryant to the line for 2 shots, as I believe that foul is going to go against 35. White is going to pick up his first foul. Now Case Bryant on the floor. First shot short off the front of the iron, no good. Bryant's second shot now away. That one's going to be good. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score after 1, Wayne County Wildcats 29, Fayetteville 10. We'll be back with second quarter action. Wildcat fans, welcome back to WCHS Sports. 29-10, your score at the end of the first quarter. Start of the second quarter, it's going to be Tiger basketball on the floor for the Wildcats. Robertson, Davis, Skelton, Bell, and Canfield. Townsend has the ball. He gets it over to Hobbs. Hobbs gets the ball around to Grossi in the corner. Grossi back around to Townsend. Townsend being guarded by Davis. He's wanting to look across, but he's had nowhere to throw the ball. Instead, now he gets the ball back around to Grossi. Grossi being defended by Canfield. Gets the ball out to Hobbs. Hobbs with the shot fake. Instead, he gives the ball over to Blake. Blake back around to Grossi. And now Grossi back around to Hobbs. Hobbs wants to get the ball inside, but the Cats defense won't allow them to get inside. So they're playing the outside game right now, just passing the ball around. And now the ball back out to Townsend, as Townsend's going to hold the ball there and try to get the offense an opportunity to set up. He gets the ball around to Blake. Blake picks up his dribble and back around to Townsend again, this time over to Grossi at the top of the key. Grossi dribbles left. He fakes the handoff, and now he gives the ball over to Townsend. Townsend back over to Grossi, the three-pointer away, and that three-point shot for Grossi is going to be good. So that's going to be 29-13 the score. Now Davis is going to bring the ball inbounds, take it all the way up the floor, and he had it. He just rolled it off the iron just a little too hard, no good. And now Hobbs with a three-pointer on the other end of the floor. Hobbs with his second three-pointer of the game. Gives him 8 points tonight. Now Will Robertson brings it inbounds. He's going to take it all the way, and that layup is going to be good for Will Robertson. The basket is good, and we're going to get a foul called against Grossi coming in. That's going to be his second foul. First team foul here in the second quarter, and Robertson to the line with a chance to convert the three-point play. Shot no good off the front of the iron, but Skelton on the rebound, and Skelton gets fouled on his way back up. So the basket no good, but the foul is going to go against White. I believe that's going to be that's going to go against Grossi. So his third foul, team's second foul here in the second quarter of action. Skelton to the line to shoot 2. First one's going to be good. And Grossi and White to the sideline. Back in the game are going to be Carter and Wilson for the Tigers. Skelton's second shot just a little strong off the back of the iron. Canfield on the rebound, though, and the putback no good. Instead, Davis with the rebound. He kicks it back out to Canfield. Robertson now scrapping for a rebound. The Wildcats collecting offensive glass all the way down here, and now the pass to Skelton. Skelton goes up for the shot, no good. He's going to get fouled, though, and I believe he's got a bloody mouth coming out of there. That's going to be a foul against Carter. His first foul, team second now. Third team foul here in the second quarter. Skelton back to the line to shoot two. First shot, too strong off the back of the iron, no good. And now we've got a mass substitution coming back in for the Tigers. Skelton's second shot, no good. Rebound, though, collected by Davis. And Logan Davis on the putback is going to give the Cats a 34-16 advantage. Now Reese has the ball for the Tigers. He passes the ball across, looking to try to get the ball to Chambers. Instead, the ball intercepted by Justice Bell. Bell no good on the layup, but Skelton with the rebound and the putback. So that's another 2 points for Sailor Skelton. He's got 10 tonight here in this first half. Now Townsend working against Will Robertson. Robertson stays right in front of him, and instead he passes the ball over to Reese. Now Reese, the pick set by Chambers, is trying to get the ball to Eddings. Instead, the pass intercepted by Skelton, and now Skelton gives the ball over to Canfield, who's going to bring the ball up the floor. He gets it over to Bell in the corner. Justice Bell with a three-pointer, and that three-point shot is going to fall through and true. 39-16 the score. Cats out to a 23-point advantage. Now Reese with the ball, working, trying to drive, and we're going to get another carry against Reese. That's the third time he's been called for a carry tonight, and so that's going to turn the ball back over to the Wildcats here. 5:11 to go in the first half. Wildcats with a 39-16 advantage, and now Logan Davis takes the inbounds. He's going to bring the ball up the floor, and he's going to give the ball back over to Justice Bell. Justice working against the 2-3 zone here defensively for the Tigers. He gives the ball back over to Logan Davis. Davis over to Canfield. Canfield to Bell in the corner. Bell's three-pointer on the way. No good, off the mark. And the ball out of bounds off of Chambers for the Tigers. That's going to be Wildcat basketball. So Wildcat ball here. Pass inbound to Logan Davis. Davis going to drive up the middle. He wants to take it all the way. Just a little too strong. Off the mark, and the rebound collected by the Tigers. Now the Tigers, Townsend with the ball, brings the ball back up the floor, and we get another carry, as this time Townsend is the one offending, getting his hand under the ball. And I don't know, some of these guys have been watching a little too much NBA ball, I guess, where they let them get away with that. But this is high school ball. You got to have good fundamentals at this level. You can get away with that in the pros, I guess. Davis with the ball, passes around to Bell. Now over to Canfield. Canfield wide open for three, in and out of the cylinder, no good. And the rebound collected by White, as now Townsend brings the ball back up the floor for the Tigers. He dribbles back around. Instead, he wants to pass inside, but Sailor Skelton cuts off the pass. He's going to drive it all the way to the basket himself. And Sailor Skelton having himself a night now with 14 points here in the first half, as the Wildcats are out to a 41-16 advantage. Townsend with the ball, working against Robertson. He's trying to work it around to the right-hand side. Robertson gets around the pick and gives the ball over to White. White now looking to pass the ball around to Eddings. Eddings underneath the basket, no good. And the rebound collected by Chambers. Chambers with the putback off the glass, no good. Now the rebound collected by Canfield. Canfield pushes ahead to Bell. Bell over to Sailor Skelton, and Skelton just a little too off the mark with the layoff. And now we're going to get a foul called, as Justice Bell is going to get called with a foul on the far end of the floor against Townsend. That'll be Justice's first foul, first team foul against the Wildcats here in the second quarter. And now checking back into the game for the Cats are going to be Beavis, Bryant, and Butler. Davis and Canfield remain on the floor for the Cats. Townsend takes the inbounds. He's going to bring the ball up the floor. Beavis out there to guard him, and now the Wildcats in a man-to-man defense. Ball around to Chambers. Chambers gets the ball back out top to Blake. Blake being guarded by Davis. Instead, he passes the ball back over to Chambers. Chambers throws it across the floor, and we're going to get a foul called somewhere. I'm not sure what the call is going to be, but it is going to go against the Tigers. So it's going to be Wildcat basketball. So that is going to go against Eddings. That's his second foul of the game. fourth team foul now against the Tigers here in the second quarter. So Wildcats will be shooting the rest of the way. I believe we've just got a push foul away from the basket against Eddings. Now the ball swings around to Canfield. Canfield back out to Davis. Davis swings it around to Bryant. Bryant with a three-pointer on the wing, no good. Butler fighting for the rebound, instead collected there by Townsend. And Townsend's going to bring the ball back up the floor for the Tigers. He's dribbling against Canfield. Instead, he feeds the ball inside to White. White tries to go to the basket, cut off defensively by Logan Davis. Now White looking to get the ball out of his hand, and we're going to get a 5-second violation. And then a slam of the ball to the floor, and there's the technical foul that I thought was going to be coming off of that. I kept expecting there should be a technical on that, but we were waiting, and it finally came. So that's going to be White's second foul of the game, and that's and that's the 15th foul. Now, yeah, it is. It is. Now Canfield to the line to shoot 2 on the technical. Cayman's first shot is good. Second shot, no good. So now the 5-second violation turns the ball over to the Cats. And now we've got a fight for the rebound as Butler and Chambers are fighting against one another. The ball goes out, and it's going to be Wildcat basketball. They called a jump ball there. Now the pass inside to Canfield. Canfield's basket, no good. Beavis underneath. Beavis gets the rebound, but now we're going to get a jump ball call, and that jump ball is now going to turn possession back over to the Tigers. We got a 42-16 basketball game, 2:21 to go here in the second quarter. Townsend working against Beavis. He drives inside to the right. Instead, now Butler comes out to pick him up, and now he gets the ball over to Blake. Blake collects the ball. He's trying to dribble it in. He's working against Davis, and Davis playing good defense. Now a good handoff there by Beavis, but the rebound, the ball, collected by Townsend, and the foul committed there by Butler as Townsend was on his way to the rack. I'm pretty sure it was Case Butler. So Townsend goes to the line to shoot 2. That's Butler's first foul of the game. First shot, no good. It's a wonder he can shoot at all when they just about took his arm off, but Townsend's second shot away is no good as well. Rebound collected by Canfield. Warren Canfield and Isaiah Hampton ready to check into the game for the Cats. Bryant swings the ball across over to Canfield inside to Beavis. Isaac Hampton, sorry. And now we've got a jump ball situation underneath the basket, and it's going to be Wildcat basketball. So now Isaac Hampton and Warren Canfield come to the floor as Logan Davis and Cayman Canfield are going to go have a seat. So on the floor for the Wildcats, going to be Case Butler, Warren Canfield, Isaac Hampton, Nate Beavis, and Case Butler. Case Bryant with the ball in the corner. That three-point shot is good. And now the Cats out to a 45-16 advantage. We got 1:30 to play here in the first quarter. Townsend, and now we're going to get a charge called against, I believe that's going to go against Chambers. We're waiting on the call here to get the official. It is 23. That's going to go against Chambers on the illegal screen. That's his first foul of the game. And that's going to bring the ball across the line for Case Bryant. He's going to bring the ball up the floor. He swings it over to Warren Canfield, and now we've got a travel call as they're going to say that Canfield took too many steps before he got the ball out of there. So that's going to turn the ball over to the Tigers. Townsend going to bring the ball up the floor for the Tigers, working against Nate Beavis. He swings the ball over to, that's Divins. And now we've got a foul call underneath the basket away from the ball. I believe that's going to go against Isaac Hampton. We'll take a look here. Yeah, they're going to call that against Hampton. So that's his first foul of the game, third team foul against the Cats here in the second quarter. Inbounds to Chambers. Chambers over to Divins. Divins gets the ball around to Blake. Blake holding the ball there. Now he's going to dribble to his right. Now he's being guarded by Canfield. He's going to try driving inside. Instead, he gives it off to Townsend, and Townsend brings it back out to the top of the circle. We're inside of a minute to go here in the first quarter of action. Cats out to a 29-point advantage, and Townsend's going to hold the ball. Looks like the Tigers are going to be content to dribble out and try to hold for the final shot. So Townsend dribbling, working against Case Butler. He drives inside. Instead, he dishes out to Divins. Divins working out now, and now we're going to get a lane violation. So that's going to turn the ball back over to the Cats. 34.5 seconds to go here. That lane violation giving the ball back over to the Cats. Inbound to Wayne County, and now Case Bryant brings the ball up the floor for the Cats. He gets the ball over to Isaac Hampton. Hampton now with a carry is going to turn the ball back over to the Tigers. We're inside of 25 seconds to play here in the the second quarter of action. And this first half has been all Wildcats. The Cats jumped out to a furious start on a 12-2 run and have never really looked back here. Now the pass inside to Chambers, and his shot is going to be no good, but we're going to get a foul called, I believe, against Case Bryant is going to pick up. Yep, Case Bryant is going to pick up his second foul of the game, and that's going to put Chambers to the line to shoot two. Ooh, rattle in. I've never, you don't see that very often. And there's the second shot away. That one's going to be off the back of the iron, no good. But the rebound tracked down and collected by Blake. Blake gets the ball out to Divins. Divins with a deep three-point shot. Off the mark, no good. The ball out of bounds off of the Tigers. And so it's going to be Wayne County basketball. We've got 7.3 seconds to go here in the first half. And so now Isaac Hampton's going to come back to take the ball out. And the Tigers in pressure mode here as Bryant's going to dribble up. He's wanting to take it himself. He gets it over to Hampton. Hampton with the shot away. No good at the buzzer. And at the end of the first half, your score, Wildcats 45, Tigers 17. We'll be back with first half stats and highlights right here on WCHS Sports. We're back at halftime here with first half stats. Wildcats out to a 45-17 halftime advantage over the Fayetteville Tigers. Leading the way in scoring in the first half, Sailor Skelton had 12 points for the Wildcats. Cayman Canfield with 9, followed by 8 for Justice Bell, 7 for Logan Davis, 5 for Will Robertson, 4 for Case Bryant. For the Tigers, Hobbs leads the way with 8 points, followed by 5 for Reese, 3 for Grossi, and 1 for Chambers. 45-17 the score. Wildcats with a 28-point halftime lead. And it's been all Wildcats so far here in the first half. And we'll be back with second half action right here on WCHS Sports. Welcome back to WCHS Sports. At the start of the third quarter, it's Tiger basketball here. 45-17 the score as Wayne County way out in front. Ball across to Hobbs. Hobbs with a three-pointer away. No good. Rebound collected and corralled by Eddings. Now Eddings wants to clear the ball out and get it to somebody. Grossi comes around and gets the ball from him, and he takes it in and converts the two-pointer. Now Logan Davis brings the ball up the floor for the Cats. He passes underneath to Skelton, who is wide open, all alone in the paint. Sailor Skelton now with 14 points tonight, 47-19. Cats out in front. Reese directing traffic with the ball. He's trying to get around and get the ball inside. Instead, he floats it out to Hobbs. Hobbs wants to put up another three-pointer, but it's not going to pull the trigger on that one. Now Reese dribbles, drives inside. He pulls it back out, kicks it back across the floor to Gross. Gross back around to Reese. Reese around to Hobbs, being guarded by Justice Bell. He drives inside. He's cut off. Now the ball out to Reese. Reese with the three-pointer away, no good. Rebound collected by Justice Bell, and the pass ahead to Will Robertson. Just a little too strong, out of bounds, and the ball off of Justice Bell over to the Tigers. Reese takes the inbound pass. He's going to bring the ball up the floor, and now he's dribbling out. He's going to try to work against Logan Davis. He's got the ball. He's directing traffic. Now trying to get his team in position. He dribbles around. Now the switch has got Canfield on his face. Gross being guarded by Davis out at the top. Now Reese with the ball. Hobbs with a three-pointer away, and Hobbs with another three-point shot. 47-22 now. And the Tigers in full court pressure defense as Robertson throws the ball ahead up the floor. I think it was just a wild pass as he had three guys in his face. Now Gross with a three-pointer away. Off the mark, no good, and that ball's going to go out of bounds off of Gross and out of bounds to the Wildcats. Wildcats with a 25-point advantage here in the third quarter. It was all Wildcats in the first half, and now Robertson tries to get the ball in bounds. He finally gets Davis loose. Davis passes ahead to Bell. Bell to Robertson. Robertson wants to drive, and he takes it all the way himself. The basket is going to be good, as Robertson takes it to the basket. The basket's going to count, and then the foul is going to get called as well against Blake. That's going to be Blake's first foul, first team foul against the Tigers. So 49-22, and now the three-point play opportunity as Robertson's going to go to the line to shoot. And that free throw no good. Rebound being collected and contested off of Hobbs, and that's going to keep possession with the Cats. Now, Bell going to go take the ball out of bounds underneath the baseline. Excuse me. Now Davis going out. Now, not sure who's going to take it out. It's got to be Canfield taking out the inbounds pass. He's going to inbound to Davis. And Davis back inside to Canfield. Canfield with a little floater is going to expand the lead now, 51-22. And now the attempted steal by Justice Bell, the ball off of Bell, out of bounds, and possession going to remain with the Tigers as Wilson's going to check into the game for Fayetteville. Now Reese with the inbound pass is going to bring the ball up the floor. He wanted to get the ball to Gross, but Gross didn't even turn for him and look for him. Now the drive by Townsend inside, off the glass, through the basket, good. And Townsend with his first 2 points of the night. Had the inbounds pass to Davis. Davis loses the handle as he got knocked to the ground. No call. Blake now with the ball, and he drives in and finishes. So Blake with 2 points, and now the inbounds pass to Davis. Davis working against the double team, and now the pass stolen away, and we're going to get a timeout called as Fayetteville going to take their first timeout of the half. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. 5:21 to play here in the third quarter as the Cats with a 51-26 advantage. So far, what the Wildcats did at the start of this game, Fayetteville is starting to do here at the second half. And, you know, it's one of those things you can look at it and say, well, you had a 30-point lead there at one point. Now it's down to a 25-point lead. It's a long hill for Fayetteville to climb to try to get back into it. But if you're the Wildcats, you don't want to let this team hang around and climb back into this game. It's going to be Tiger basketball right here along the sideline off of the timeout where the ball was stolen away. The Wildcats going to have to figure out what to do with this pressure defense on the offensive end of the floor. Now the inbounds pass selected and stolen by Justice Bell, and Bell back in transition lays the ball in for an additional 2 points. Now it's 53-26. Reese brings the ball back up the floor, being guarded by Canfield. Canfield right in his face. He passes across to Blake. Blake looking to go somewhere. He gets it around to Townsend. Townsend likes the mismatch, and he's going to drive it inside the basket. No good, but we're going to get a foul called on the way to the basket as Will Robertson's going to pick up his first foul of the game, and that's going to be the first team foul against the Cats here in the third quarter. Townsend going to take the ball out of bounds. Yeah, for Will to only have one foul here in the third quarter is a little unusual. But now Townsend with the ball working against Skelton. He gets the ball back over to Gross. Gross has got Canfield right in his hip pocket, and he passes over to Townsend. Townsend working the ball back around to Gross, back over to Reese. Reese now with a pullback. He wanted the three-pointer instead. He's going to drive it inside, and he's going to take it off of his own leg out of bounds. And that's going to get possession back over to the Cats. Now the Tigers once again in full court pressure, and Robertson tries to get the ball in bounds. He gets it over to Bell. Bell's going to try to push ahead. Instead, he passes across to Robertson. Robertson with the ball inside. He's going to take it all the way himself, and Robertson with the layup is going to expand the lead for the Cats back out to 29. 55-26 to score. We're at about 4:15 to play here in the third quarter. Cats way out in front. Now Townsend with the ball, and the Will Robertson steps right in the lane and gets his hand on the ball, nearly stole it. I believe if he'd had another inch along that sideline, it would have been Wildcat basketball. Instead, went off the sideline, out of bounds, back over to the Tigers. Now the inbounds to Townsend, and Gross with the ball, going to try to dribble up against Canfield. He picks it up, gives it over to Blake. Blake back around to Townsend. Townsend to Blake in the corner. Blake had the shot. He was open there for a second, and he just slowed down long enough for Canfield to catch up to him. Now Canfield working defense against Reese. Reese right over the top of him with a rainbow shot. That 2-point basket is going to be good. It went over Canfield, over the backboard, went over everything. And now the pass inside to Skelton. Skelton fouled on his way to the rack. The shot is no good, but the foul against Gross is going to send Skelton to the line to shoot two. And that's Gross's fourth foul, second team foul against the Tigers here in the third quarter. First shot for Skelton is good. I'm a little surprised they're not going to take Gross out of the game with 4 fouls, but they're going to leave him out there. Second shot, no good for Skelton, but the rebound collected by Canfield. And now Canfield passing the ball into Skelton, but before he can, he's going to be fouled. And that's going to go against Reese. So Reese with his first foul of the game. His second foul of the game. Third team foul now against the Tigers. Now the inbounds pass to Canfield, gets it around to Davis. Davis back underneath Canfield in the paint, and Canfield with the finish right there underneath the basket. And now Reese going to bring the ball back up the floor for the Tigers. He gets the ball over to Townsend. Townsend working against Robertson. He finds Gross cutting to the basket, and Gross with an easy layup going in the lane, almost uncontested under the basket. It's going to be Wildcat basketball. 28 points the advantage now. Davis with the inbound, and he's going to race up the floor. He passes over to Skelton, right under the basket. He catches Skelton cutting, and that back door is going to let the Cats double up the Tigers now, 60-30. We're inside of 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Townsend with the ball, gets it over to Gross. Gross with the ball working against Canfield. He's going to try to drive it inside. He wants to take it himself all the way off the backboard. No good. Rebound collected by Davis. And now Davis is going to bring the ball out across the timeline. And he's going to drive himself. He wants to go all the way. And Davis takes it and finishes with his first 2 points of the half. And now Wayne County is going to take a 30-second timeout with 2:32 to play here in the third quarter. Wildcats out to a commanding 62-30 advantage over the Tigers. And now there's looks like there's going to be some substitutions for the Cats, as it looks like Case Butler, Case Bryant, and Nate Beavis are going to come back to the floor for the Cats, along with Canfield and Davis. Wildcats are taking control of this game and are looking just to pour it on at this point, I think. So it's going to be Tiger basketball coming off of the basket. Gross inbounds to Reese, and Reese is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Tigers. He's directing traffic, tries to get somewhere to go with the ball. Instead, he gives the ball back over to Gross, and now the pass inside, tipped by Case Butler. Logan Davis there to collect the loose ball. He did not have the numbers. They were 3-on-2. Instead, he pulls up and finds Case Bryant on the three-pointer. The three-pointer off the mark, no good. Rebound collected there by the Tigers. And Reese brings the ball back up the floor. He's going to put up the shot. The shot's going to be no good, but we're going to get a foul called, looks like against Case Bryant. And that's Case's third foul. Second team foul against the Cats here in the third quarter. 2:06 to play. Reese goes to the line to shoot two. First shot, a little too strong off the back of the iron. No good. And now Reese's second shot on the way. That one's going to be good. So Reese with 1 for 2 there at the free throw line cuts the lead in half. It's a 31-point advantage for the Cats with 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Ball passed around to Canfield. Canfield back out to Bryant. Bryant wants to dribble down inside. He tries to get it underneath the Case Butler, and we're going to get a loose ball foul here called. I'm not sure who they're going to call it on. I'm looking to see. It's going to be against Case Butler, and that's going to be Case's. Oh, they're going to call 32 Beavis. I thought they were saying 33. Instead, they're going to call 32 Nate Beavis for the foul. His second foul, third team foul against the Cats. Gross with the ball. He's going to want somewhere to go. Instead, he's going to drive it inside underneath. He had the layup underneath. Instead, he gives it out to Reese. Reese driving inside the basket, no good. Rebound being fought for and contested, but we're going to get an over-the-back call against someone for the Tigers. I believe it's going to go against 23. That's going to be Chambers. That's his second foul, team fourth foul here in the third quarter. And now the Tigers back out into a 2-3 zone defensively. Actually, no, they're going back to a man defense. Davis working, and he gets the ball to Butler. Now Butler picks up the double team. He throws it across the floor to Davis. Davis just tries to drive inside, off the backboard, in, no, and good basket for Logan Davis. So another 2 points for Davis. Davis now in double digits tonight for the Cats. Reese brings the ball back up the floor. He wants the shot. Instead, he finds himself in traffic with a bunch of black jerseys around him. Rebound collected by Nate Beavis off the shot. No good. And now Butler passes ahead to Canfield in the corner. Canfield in and out of the cylinder. No good. Now a fight on the floor for the ball. And the ball is going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say it's out of bounds off of the Wildcats. So it's going to be Tiger basketball. No, excuse me. They're calling off the Tigers. It's going to be Wildcat basketball. I could have sworn I heard him yell white ball, but maybe I'm. Now the inbounds pass to Case Bryant off of Bryant's fingertips and out of bounds. So now it's going to be Tiger basketball with 47.8 seconds to play here. Inbounds to Reese, and Reese is going to bring the ball up the floor, working against Logan Davis. He's trying to direct traffic, and now he's going to try to isolate and drive himself. He puts up that little floater. Reese likes that little floater shot. He's hit several of those tonight. And Reese has now got 10 points on the night for the Tigers as the score now 64-33. Canfield with the ball, looking to get the ball inside to Davis. He does so, and Davis turns around and finds Case Butler standing all alone. Butler puts up the shot. That shot is going to be good, so the basket is going to count, and that's going to send Butler to the line with an opportunity to convert the three-point play. Chambers picks up the foul. That's his third foul, fifth team foul. And Butler did knock down the free throw to convert the three-point play. And now we're back out to a 34-point advantage, 67-33 the score. We're inside of 15 seconds as Reese is going to drive. He passes the ball back around to Blake. Blake across to Townsend. Townsend working, and he gives the ball out to Reese. Reese with the floater, no good. And now Butler fighting against Eddings for the ball. He clears out to Canfield. Canfield puts up a shot from deep, no good. And at the end of the third quarter, your score, Wildcats 67, Tigers 33. We'll be back with fourth quarter action here on WCHS Sports. It's going to be Wildcat basketball. It's going to be Wildcat basketball to start the fourth quarter of action. Warren Canfield on the floor for the Cats, along with Nate Beavis, Case Bryant, Case Butler, and Isaac Hampton. Butler passes over to Bryant. That three-point shot for Bryant away, and that three-pointer for Bryant is good. 70-33 the score now. Wildcats way out in front. Reese brings the ball back up the floor for the Tigers. He hands the ball over to Townsend. Townsend looking for a cutter. Blake cutting to the basket. Instead, he gives over to Gross. Gross working now against Hampton. He gives the ball back over to Blake. Blake working against Canfield. And now Gross inside. He's going to get the drive against Isaac Hampton. And Hampton going to be called with the foul. It's under there. Ball inbound to Gross. And Gross working around as, again, Hampton picks up his second foul. And now the shot in the lane basket's going to be good for Townsend. And we're going to get a foul called. I believe it's going to go against Warren Canfield. Nope, it's going to go against Case Bryant. So Bryant picks up his 4th foul. 2nd team foul against the Cats here in the 4th quarter. And Townsend knocks down the shot to convert the 3-point play. So with 6:37 to go in the contest, it's 70-36. Now Isaac Hampton dribbles the ball up. He brings it back over to Warren Canfield. Canfield working, and he loses the handle, knocked out of bounds off of Townsend as Townsend knocked the ball loose, but the Wildcats going to retain possession. Now Canfield inbounds the ball into the backcourt. Case Bryant brings the ball up the floor working against Reese. He loses the handle and instead has it stripped away. Now Gross with the ball. He's got numbers on the other end of the floor. The reverse layup is going to be good as Gross is going to cut it down to a 70-38 game. Case Bryant with the ball. He passes to Canfield over in the corner. Warren Canfield looks to get the ball underneath. Now to Beavis. Now Beavis driving to the basket all alone. And Nate Beavis with his first 2 points of the game, 72-38 the score. 5:46 to go here in the contest. Reese brings the ball up, hands over to Gross. Now Gross is going to work it out and get it out to Townsend. Townsend's going to get the ball over to Gross again in the corner. Now Gross working against Canfield, going to drive in, and he wants to kick it out to Townsend. Instead, Nate Beavis steps in the lane and picks up the ball. He passes ahead to Hampton. Hampton loses the handle, and we're going to get a foul call. And it's going to be Wildcat basketball as that foul is going to go against Gross, I believe. And if that's the case, that'll be his 5th foul as he fouls out of the game. So Gross does foul out with 5:06 to go here in the contest. That's the first team foul against the Tigers here in the 4th quarter. 72-38 the score as Carter and White check into the game for the Tigers. Now, Case Butler with the left-handed hook shot underneath. A nice 2-point basket there. That left-handed hook shot would make Kareem proud. And now a 3-pointer away for Carter. Carter knocks down his first points of the game for the Tigers. Now Hampton brings the ball across the timeline to Bryant. Bryant over to Beavis. Beavis passing the ball inside to Butler. Butler kicks it out to Canfield. Warren Canfield with the 3-pointer off the mark, no good, and out of bounds over to the Tigers. Now we've got some freshmen checking into the game for the Wildcats as Jason Skelton, Hudson Floyd, and Lawson Stiegel check into the game. Carter with a 3-point shot away, in and out of the rim, no good. Beavis fighting for the rebound, and Nate Beavis is going to come out of there with the basketball. We're going to get a foul. Nope, that's not Beavis. That is Jason Skelton fighting for the ball underneath there. And we're going to get a foul called against Reese. So that's his 3rd foul of the game. And now Skelton inbounds the ball to Stegall. And Stegall brings the ball up the floor. He passes across to Isaac Hampton. Hampton back across to Stegall. Around to, who's that? Hudson Floyd. Floyd with the rebound, and he gets the ball out to Hampton. Now Hampton trying to get out of the double team. He drives around. He's trying to get inside. He kicks it back out to Floyd. Floyd moves it to the middle, back to Stegall. Back inside to Skelton. Skelton out to Warren Canfield. The 3-pointer away, and Warren Canfield with the 3-pointer says, let me join the party here. 77-41 the score now with 3 minutes to go. And Townsend with the ball. He's setting the offense on the offensive end of the floor. He gets the ball over to Carter. Carter working against Warren Canfield. And he gets the ball back out to Townsend. Townsend drives. He dishes back out to Carter. A 3-pointer away. No good. Rebound collected by Reese. And Reese with the putback. That gives him 12 tonight. Now Stegall going to bring the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. He passes ahead to Canfield. Canfield over to Hampton in the corner. Hampton comes around and passes around to Skelton. Skelton catches a cutting Warren Canfield underneath the basket. Just not strong enough, a little short off the front of the rim, no good. And now the pass ahead to Blake. Blake passes back out to Reese. Reese with the 3-pointer off the front of the iron, no good. And Townsend with the rebound, kicks it out to Carter. Carter with the 3-pointer, no good. Now Stegall fighting for the rebound. Instead, Townsend comes away with the ball. And this time, Skelton comes out of there with the basketball. He drives ahead, passes ahead to Warren Canfield. Again, the layup short, no good. And Townsend comes out with the ball off the rebound. He's going to push ahead. And instead, he tries to throw the ball to Reese. Reese not seeing it, but the ball nearly out of bounds. Instead, collected there by Carter. Carter with the basket now. A ball working against Floyd, and he's trying to get the ball around. We're going to get a lane violation, and that's going to turn the ball back over to the Wildcats. So a 3-second violation called there against the Tigers. And now Isaac Hampton brings the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. He's working against Townsend. He's going to try to drive it down. Instead, he gets it over to he gets it over to Skelton, but not before the travel is called to turn the ball over. So 34-point advantage now for the Cats, 77-43 with a minute and 11 seconds to go. Reese, we got a running clock situation. I know what he's trying to save time. I know what he's trying to do, but with a 34-point lead in the fourth quarter, we got a running clock. Townsend goes to the rack, and he is going to be fouled by Jason Skelton. So Skelton, with his first foul of the game, is going to send Townsend to the line to shoot two.
Jason Skelton called for a foul, his first, team third. Final Townsend goes to the line.
First shot for Townsend is good. Townsend's second shot away. That one no good. Rebound collected by Isaac Hampton. Now Hampton brings the ball out. He's trying to get the ball up the floor. He's working against a double team right now, and he's picked up the dribble. He's got to go somewhere with the ball, and the ball out of bounds off of Reese. So the ball going to remain with the Wildcats. Hampton to take the ball out of bounds. He passes the ball into Canfield. Canfield working up the floor, passes ahead to Skelton in the middle. Jason Skelton with a floater pulled up a shot from around 18 feet off the mark, no good. And Skelton follows in, gets his own rebound, and now we've got a foul call, no shot, as there was a 3-second violation called against the Cats. Reese puts up a shot wild at the end of the game, no good. And your final score tonight, 77-44, Wildcats victorious. We'll be back with final stats and highlights here on WCHS Sports. Welcome back to WCHS Sports. Your final score tonight here in Fayetteville, Wayne County 77, Fayetteville Tigers 44. Leading scorers tonight for the Tigers, number 0, Reese finished tonight with 12 points. Hobbs had 11. Gross had 9. Chambers had 7. Townsend had 6. Carter finished with 3, and Blake with 2 to round out their 44 points on the night. Leading scorer tonight for the Wildcats was Sailor Skelton. Sailor had 17 tonight. He was followed behind by Kamen Canfield, who finished with 13. Justice Bell had 10. Logan Davis had 11. Will Robertson with 9. Case Bryant with 7. Warren Canfield with 3. Case Butler with 5. And Nate Beavis finished out with 2 points tonight for the Wildcats. So the Wildcats victorious 77-44. They improved their record to 13-7 so far on the season, as both the Wildcats and the Lady Cats victorious tonight here in Fayetteville. This coming Friday night, we're going to be back home. I don't remember who we're playing. Well, yeah, finally back home. I don't remember who we're playing. Collinwood this coming Friday night. So in-county rival this Friday. at Wayne County High School. We look forward to seeing you there. 6 o'clock tip-off. We'll be bringing you that action right here on WCHS Sports with David Hastings and Barry Miller on the call, and we look forward to bringing you that action. But both the Lady Cats and the Wildcats victorious tonight here at Fayetteville, and we'll see you Friday night at Wayne County High School for the game against Collinwood. I want to remind you that we're going to keep our, after the highlights, we're going to roll our sponsors for a little bit, and then the stream will be shut down. But we look forward to seeing you this coming Friday night at Wayne County High School.